but we're talking about Weidman and how he was rumored to be fighting Mousasi, and you were saying you don't think that's the best move.
Well, here's the thing. I saw Mousasi this week saying sign the bout agreement, Weidman. And, listen, I've had things to say about Weidman over the years, but the fact of the matter remains is that I like Chris Weidman. I like the way he carries himself, and he's a hell of a fighter. He really is. And I wanted him to beat Yoel because Yoel, I have no respect for the guy, and Weidman is a good old-fashioned family man. And I wanted him to win that fight, and I wanted to fight him, in a possible title defense. Fact is, he lost that fight, and of course he lost to Rock also. Now, it's been quite a while since he's had a win because he hasn't been too active. So he's got 2 bad losses, 2 stoppages, one to Rocco, one to Yoel, one by flying knee, one by referee stoppage, TKO. So, he's not getting a title shot anytime soon. There needs to be a rebuilding process. Mousasi is on a tear right now. He's demolishing everybody, and he looks incredible. That guy's got to be close to a title shot, I would have thought. So, yes, for Mousasi, Weidman's a great opponent. Take out another former champion. That is good to have on his resume. That bolsters his position for a shot at the title. For Weidman, he needs to go away and rebuild his contender status. I admire the courage if he takes the fight with Mousasi, but that's a dangerous fight. A fight that there's a very good possibility that he loses. If he loses that fight, he's then lost 3 in a row, possibly 3 stoppages. And that could be towards the end of his career then. In boxing, there will be a rebuilding process. I think he should take on some mid-level, some like number 10, number 12 ranked guys, mid-card, even fight night main events, get a couple of solid wins, and then start taking on top 3, 4 guys.
But that's the problem with Weidman. I mean, here's the thing. With the UFC specifically now, the tone is big fights, huge fights. Weidman is a marquee fighter. He can lose 5 in a row. He's going to be a marquee fighter. He's the guy who took out Anderson Silva. He's the guy who stopped Anderson Silva twice and kind of ended that reign. So he's going to have that status. It's going to be difficult to kind of sell, a Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman to Chris Weidman. I mean, where's the upside in that? Because even that, you understand, then what happens if you lose to a guy that's ranked number 12 or ranked number 15,
Yeah, but Chris should beat those guys. Listen, I'll tell you right now, Mousasi beats Chris Weidman. That's why I'm saying I don't think it's a smart fight. It's not a good fight for Chris Weidman. He loses to Gegard Mousasi. Put that in writing. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. No disrespect to Chris Weidman. That's not why I'm saying it. I'm not sitting here trying to take a dump on Chris. I love Chris. I think he's an amazing fighter. He's a great talent. But I just think Mousasi has him beat. I really do. So, and if he loses to him, because winning fights increases confidence. Losing fights decreases. So he needs to build up that status again in his own mind. Going out there and taking on a killer like Mousasi, coming off 2 losses, listen, it's risky. Could he pull it off? Yeah, there's a very good chance he proves me wrong. And therefore, puts him right back into contendership status. But he ain't going to get a title shot anytime soon anyway. So I don't see the risk-reward isn't worth it, because if he loses 3 in a row, whether or not he stopped Anderson Silva by a fluke bloody 3 or 4 years ago, whenever it was, it doesn't matter. If you start, the now is what people remember. The 3 losses in a row, 3 stoppages maybe, that's not a good look for anybody.